So, I was wondering for a long time why you never went to college. I mean, you look like a plain old career focused woman, but now I come to find out your family is a bunch of farmers? That answers my question, doesn't it? You didn't go to college because you couldn't go to college. You're just a dirt poor farmer. Seriously, though, you do not look at all like someone with just a high school diploma. It's kind of comical how big the gap is between your appearance and your real stature. No, that's actually not the reason I didn't go to college. It's simple, I just had something else that I wanted to do. And that something didn't require a college education. Why would I spend tens of thousands of dollars, not to mention precious years of my life, pursuing a college education when I didn't need one? Oh, sure, Alyssa, I totally believe you. For real. So, what's up with the way you dress every day then, huh? How come you're always dressed to kill like you do? Is it because you wish you would have chosen the path of an elite businesswoman instead of shoveling hay all day? You don't shovel hay, you use a pitchfork. I don't actually work with hay, though. As for my appearance, I don't know what's so mysterious about it. I just like to look my best, that's all. I mean, for better or for worse, a lot of people in this world judge people based on appearance. If that's the case, I may as well use the physical blessings I've been given to my advantage. Right. Well, I bet you could land just about any guy you want if you keep dressing like that. Is that what you're after? You can't make any money because you don't have a college degree and your family is a bunch of dirt poor farmers. So you're trying to get yourself a rich husband to take care of you. I mean, women from farming families basically only have two choices. Marry a guy richer than you to escape the farm life, or else be stuck planting corn until the day you die. No, this may be hard for you to believe, but I dress the way I do because I like it, not to impress anyone else. You're such a liar. But man, it was such a relief when your brother told me he wasn't going to inherit the family farm. If I had to spend the rest of my life as a farmer's wife, I think I would have broken up with him. Like, who wants to live on a frickin' farm? That's the kind of thing low IQ losers do. And I am way too intelligent and beautiful to waste away getting lost out in the cornfields. Okay, Julie, you think you can cool it with bashing farmers like that? Seriously, why do you talk so hatefully about them? If it weren't for farmers, you wouldn't have any of the food you eat, you know? Vegetables, fruit, eggs, milk, meat. Thank a farmer for all of that. Uh-oh, looks like I struck a nerve. Sorry, Alyssa, did I hurt your feelings by being a little bit too honest? You're right, I should have been more sensitive. Even though your parents are stupid, illiterate, uncultured farmers, that doesn't change the fact that they're your parents. I've been trying to tell you, you have the completely wrong deal about us. My family aren't actually farmers. My dad just bought a small farm after he retired and started raising some fruits and vegetables as more of a hobby for his retirement. Wow, I've got to hand it to you. You are really committed to defending your stupid farmer parents, Alyssa. But really, it's okay. You don't have to defend them to me. I don't care that they're a couple of imbeciles that probably can't even read at a 4th grade level. Honestly, I don't care much about your upbringing at all. Just like I don't care that you're trying and failing to become a writer or whatever. Seriously, none of that matters to me in the slightest. Right. Well, there are an awful lot of things that I want to say to you right now. But you know what? I'm not even going to bother. You're free to think whatever you'd like of me and my family. Why are you here, Alyssa? This is my wedding day. Why do you think I'm here? I'm here to celebrate your wedding with you. So, if you don't mind, could you explain why in the world you just threw a glass of wine all over me? Because you weren't invited. I don't care if you're my fiancé's family. That doesn't make you my family. Actually, as a matter of fact, it does. Ugh, for the love of God, would you get with the picture already? You are a bunch of farmers. Your brother, however, is a high-powered executive. He's president of his own company. I see. So you're saying all of us farmers weren't invited? Oh, so you can read English. Oh, good for you. You must have been studying. There are 500 people at this wedding, and they're all my fiancé's employees. Manure-eating farmers like you don't belong here. I don't need you lot hanging around us to mooch off of your brother's success. Get out of here now. What the? You think we're here to try and mooch off my brother's success? Yeah, why else would you be here? I'll bet you guys were really excited, weren't you? You probably thought today was going to be the first time in years that you've had a proper meal. Well, too bad. You're not invited, so get back in your buggy and have your horse pull you back to the farmhouse you came from. And I hope you got a really good look at my face before I dumped that wine on you, because you're never going to see me again. You are hereby banned from contacting me or your brother. I see. Can I get that in writing? I told my dad about that, and he seems pretty excited about the prospect, too. What are you doing here? Is this your attempt at putting on a strong face? How pathetic. What were you thinking, anyway? A bunch of farmers would never be welcome at a fancy wedding like this. I would have laughed if it weren't so insulting that you even showed up. I see you've made your decision, then. Just so you know, it's too late for you to turn back now. Oh, no, I'm so scared. What will I ever do without you guys coming around my house and tracking mud all over the place? Okay, well, you know what they say. Be careful what you wish for. You might just get it. What's going on? Where is everyone going? All 500 of our guests are leaving? And why did they all listen to your dad? All he did was say, okay, everyone, show's over, we're leaving. And then everyone actually left? And what about you guys? Where did you go? Get back here this instant. I tried to tell you, it's too late for you to turn back now. This doesn't make sense. Why would they all obey the command of some smelly old farmer? What did you do, Alyssa? Apparently you didn't know this, but the truth is that the company my brother runs now used to be my father's company. What? Yeah, he just passed it on to my brother when he retired. My dad ran that company for close to 30 years. All the employees still respect him a lot, so much that they still obey his orders even after he retired. Wait, are you telling the truth? I mean, your dad told everyone to go, and they really did leave. Now the only people left in the chapel are me and my fiancé. Aw, is that right? Well, sucks to be you. I guess none of the employees have very much respect for their new president. That's not true. Sure it is, and as evidence, they're all talking to my father right now. They're begging him to come back to the company, saying that they can't handle my brother's leadership any longer. You're joking. They're really saying that? No way, I don't believe you. Your brother tells me that things are going just fine at the company. You're welcome to believe whatever nonsense my brother is telling you, but I'm telling the truth. I'm looking at all the company executives practically on their knees in front of my dad, begging him to come back. And my dad's even saying that he doesn't want to leave the company in his son's hands. But even if that's true, and I'm not saying I believe it, then all your dad needs to do is train your brother how to run the company or something. Well, that's the problem right there. In order to teach someone something, they have to be willing to learn, and my brother isn't. He's been vehemently opposed to any sort of hard work ever since he was a kid. My dad's been trying to teach him about business for quite some time, but all my brother ever did was daydream about using his authority to make people do all his work for him. And boy, does he ever love abusing his authority and pushing people around. You have to realize that too, don't you? Well, I guess he does like to talk up the fact that he runs a company. But, I mean, he does, though. He is running the company, and it is more than 1,500 employees. So it's not like he's just relying on that authority alone. He has real business skills. Do you really think so? The only reason he wanted to be the company president was so he could sit in a comfortable chair in a big office. He never does anything for the company. It's like he thinks that the president never had to do anything except watch while his employees do everything. He does think that, though. And it's basically true, isn't it? Presidents don't do all that much. They delegate. Well, to be fair, in some companies, yeah. Depending on the industry, some companies could operate just as well without a president. But that's not the case for this one. Most of the company's business requires regular, difficult decision-making from the top. But my brother never even listens to the employees. He just spends all day playing video games in his office. We've gotten a ton of reports from him screaming profanities from his office whenever he gets killed. Wait, people tell that stuff to you? But why? You don't need to know that. Originally, the plan was for me to take over the company after my father retired. But like I told you, I wanted to walk a different path in life, so I turned it down. My brother was really jealous that my dad wanted to give it to me over him. Given how different my brother and I are, though, you can't blame my dad for making me his first choice. And even though I don't even work at the company anymore, a lot of the employees still respect me as though I were an executive. That shouldn't matter, though. Your brother is the president and today is his wedding. Why would all the employees obey your dad over him? For someone like you, who sees being president as nothing but organizational power, I can understand why you would think that way. But that's not how business works. Employees are humans. They have hearts, feelings, emotions. If employee morale drops, then the company falls apart. And if the employees don't want to follow the president, then for all intents and purposes, he's not the president. But they're ruining my wedding! Yeah, I suppose they are. Maybe if you were slightly better of a person than my brother, then I might feel bad about what's happening. I might even feel some responsibility as your future sister-in-law to make sure things went as planned. But you came over to me and threw a glass of wine in my face, so it seems like you're just as much of a dirtbag as my brother. And as such, I'm not going to lift a single finger to save you from the mess you've made. You can't do this to me. This is our wedding. It's supposed to be the happiest day of our lives. But now all of our employees are turning their backs on us. This can't be happening. No, you've got it backwards. My brother is the one who betrayed all the employees. It wasn't always this bad. At first, the employees were more than willing to work with my brother and help him become more capable of filling my dad's shoes. But how did he repay them for their good faith? By throwing it in their faces. He was nothing but a lazy, overbearing jerk from day one, and it only got worse when he started dating you. I've been getting reports from employees at all levels of the company since he took over about how terrible he is to work for. Those traitors! How could they betray their own boss like that? I see that you're still determined to blame everyone but yourself. Have you really never stepped back for a moment and considered that maybe, just maybe, you are at fault? All that's going to do is push away the people who may once have felt inclined to help you. But they have to do this today of all days? Can't they just hold in their contempt for us until our wedding is over? Sure, maybe he's not quite as good of an executive as your dad was. They didn't have to blow up on us now. I suppose you feel the same way about how you derided my family as being a bunch of poor, illiterate farmers, too. We're supposed to let that slide because today is your wedding? Well, I mean, it is our wedding day. You know, I thought it was odd that my brother hid the fact that he inherited the company from my dad, but I'll bet that was just because he wanted to make himself seem more impressive to you. And he wanted to keep us away from the wedding for the same reason. He thought we'd blow his cover. Then, after the wedding, you cut us off and he'd never have to worry about you finding out. Well, sorry to say, but the business world isn't that forgiving of a place. His shenanigans end here. What's that supposed to mean? It means my dad is coming back to the company. What? Your fiancé is fired. My dad's going to take back control of the company to turn it back around, and I'll be taking over the family farm in his place. What the? I don't understand. You can't do that. Can you? At this rate, there's no way my brother is going to shape up as a leader. If no one's willing to follow the leader, then the company will go under before the next fiscal year begins. So my dad's brilliant plan was to start up a new company that does exactly the same thing as the old one. And when he does, he'll issue a cordial invitation for all the current company employees to join his new one. But if that won't work, he has 1,000,001 other ideas to crush my brother. If you don't want that to happen, then I suggest you and he play along and do as we say. This can't be happening. Anyway, it's too bad about your wedding. I hope you come to understand exactly how weak of a position you're in.
Hey, Alyssa, thanks a bunch for yesterday. I guess you really gave that succubus a piece of your mind, huh? Your dad told me all about it. Man, I can't tell you enough how relieved I am to hear that he's making a comeback. And it's not just me, all the other employees feel the same way.
Hey, Sawyer, you don't need to thank me. I was glad to be the one to give her a reality check. I should be apologizing to you, honestly. The wedding was a real mess because of me, and you all got dragged into our family matters. And now there are going to be even more disruptions to the company's operations. Tell all the guys in the office that I'm sorry for me, would you?
Nah, you have absolutely nothing to apologize for. I mean, none of us had any idea this would happen. We all were excited for the passing of the torch to a new generation of leadership when your dad retired. And now that he's coming back, everyone is feeling more motivated than we have since he left. To be honest, though, I'm pretty surprised that your brother and his wife gave up so easily. I'm almost wondering if they've got something up their sleeves.
Yeah, I was surprised at that myself. But in any case, for the time being, things seem to be going as planned. I've been getting reports here and there from employees before now. But now that my brother's officially on the way out, I'm getting a flood of brand new reports. Like, how much of a monster was my brother anyway?
Oh, you wouldn't believe some of the stories I've heard. But to be fair, your brother is something of a victim himself. I feel bad for him, honestly. Like, his fiancée was fooling around with his own employees. That's gotta hurt.
Whoa, hold on. This is news to me.
Wait, really? You mean to tell me you didn't know about that? You said you had been hearing from other employees, so I thought you would have heard. I mean, it's practically an open secret in the office.
Yeah, no, I've not heard anything about this, but I would very much like to hear everything. I mean, I don't really have a stake in what happens between the two of them anymore, but you've piqued my curiosity.
Okay, then shall I start from the beginning?
Yes, please. Oh, but wait 1 second. I want to get some popcorn ready. This sounds like it's going to get really interesting.
All right. Well, here goes.
You told him? I don't believe this. You actually told him. Why would you do that? This sucks. Thanks to you meddling in affairs that don't concern you, we just had a massive fight. Uh-oh. Looks like the honeymoon's over. But really, Julie, you have to see that this is no one's fault but your own. If you didn't want to risk your relationship, then you shouldn't have been sleeping around with as many of the company's men as you could. Don't change the subject. We're talking about you, not me. Why would you know about that? I told you, I have a lot of friends in the company. Whatever goes on there eventually makes its way to me. Word on the street is that you two were planning on waiting for my dad to bring the company back into the black and then take it back from him. But thanks to your legendary indiscretion, that dastardly plot has now been foiled. This cannot be happening. Why would those morons go and tell you that? All they had to do was keep their big fat mouths shut, and all of us would have been better off. I have to admit, I had you all wrong, Julie. I thought you were just trying to make connections in order to secure my brother's position as president. That way he could continue to play video games while pulling an executive salary. And you would never have to work a day in your life. But as it turns out, my brother didn't know anything about your secret meetings with his employees. You were just sleeping around. Don't judge me. I mean, you've been around the office before. You know that this company is full of hot young men. You'd be doing exactly what I did if you had the chance. And consider my position. I was set to get married. I only had a few months left to have fun. And there was no shortage of absolute studs at the company. So I figured I would enjoy my youth and femininity while I could, then quit once we got married. I'm serious. We weren't married yet, so what's the big deal? The big deal is that cheating is still cheating, even if you're not married. If I were him, I would kick you to the curb without a second thought. But at any rate, that's a problem for you and him to talk about. I would rather not get involved, if at all possible. If you want my objective assessment, I think you should plan on being single again in the very near future. Now, I think that's enough talk about your salacious social life. Let's talk about more important things now. Namely the fact that you've been spreading false rumors about my father in a desperate attempt to keep my brother's position as president. You're not going to get away with that. I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh, please, let's not act like children, all right? I received a tip regarding a particular social media account that's been making all sorts of libelous statements. After a brief investigation, I can state definitively that you and my brother are the ones behind that account. You can't prove that. What evidence do you have? The fact that it's the same account my brother was using the last time he got sued for defamation? Wait a second. He's done this before? Yep. He had a crush on one of his high school classmates, and when she spurned his advances, he started defaming her on social media. She confronted him about it, and he confessed, so she sued him for libel. The damages were nominal, but he had to put in a lot of extra hours at his part-time job to pay it off. Plus, he did admit to using that exact account, so you'll have a hard time denying that you were the ones making the defamatory statements. And now he's gone and done the exact same thing with the exact same account. And this time, his targets are my dad and I? Seriously, that idiot never learns. No way. You mean he's really done this before? That moron! He lied to me! He said that he was using an anonymous account, so there was no chance he would ever get caught. Well, I guess he must have forgotten that it was established in court that he was the owner of the account. Okay, look, you have to understand the whole defamation thing was all his idea. I had no part in it. I would never do anything so devious as defaming someone from an anonymous social media account. Aren't you forgetting something very important? Something that we were talking about just a few moments ago? You were cheating on your fiancé with several of his own employees. So I don't think you have any right to be calling anyone's actions devious. I guess you have a point. Okay, well, I think that just about covers everything. Neither you nor my brother will ever have any position of authority in this company again. You won't even be able to get a job cleaning the office bathrooms. Also, since my brother always just left all the decision-making up to his subordinates, he never actually gained any business acumen. So I doubt he'll have much success finding a job elsewhere. You may just wind up being homeless, but if that happens, I hope you'll remember one very important thing. It's all your own fault. Wait, so what are we supposed to do now? I mean, we just got married. I was just about to start my new life as a pampered housewife. I would recommend you get to work on a plan B very, very soon. Based on how many men you cheated on him with, I doubt he'll allow you to be a full-time housewife. Perhaps a good place to start would be dusting off your resume. Let's work on a solution that doesn't involve me having to work, okay? I know. Why don't you get your father to forgive his son and let him work at the company again? That way he'll be able to gain business skills and one day take over the company for real. That's not gonna happen. He almost ran my father's company into the ground, and then he turned to defamation in order to keep control over it. Then there's the matter of your hateful words towards me and my family. There's no coming back from this for you. And worst of all, I'm in the best possible position to do even more damage to you. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? You said the other day that I failed at becoming a writer? Well, you're dead wrong. I've written multiple books that have hit the top 10 on the bestseller list. Not only that, I have a wildly successful blog on the side, with hundreds of thousands of people reading me every day. And guess what I've decided to write about for my next post? No, you can't be serious. Oh, but I am. I'm going to tell the entire world about what you've done. When I'm through with you, everyone in the country is going to know about my incompetent brother and his unfaithful wife. Soon after that, Julie and my brother came to visit my dad and begged for forgiveness. My dad, however, was unmoved by their desperate pleas. He officially disowned my brother, kicked him out of the house, and wrote him out of his will. As for me, I kept my promise and wrote all about the two of them on my blog. It was my biggest post yet by far. I got millions of hits almost overnight. If this keeps up, I might be able to make a living on my blog income alone. Maybe I'll send Julie and my brother a fruit basket to thank them for providing me with inspiration. I might have trouble in sending it to them, though, because after my brother lost his job, they lost their house. From what I understand, they both got jobs at a factory outside the city that has free employee housing. Julie insulted farmers for supposedly smelling like manure, but I doubt she comes home at the end of the day smelling very well. You know, Megan, you've been sitting on that couch for so long that for a moment I mistook you for a houseplant. If you're going to take up space in my house, the least you can do is earn your keep. Get up and get to work.
I'm sorry. I'm not feeling very well right now.
Nonsense, you're completely fine. Now get moving.
What? No, I'm telling you. I've been feeling absolutely terrible today. I think I would know how I'm feeling considering, I'm me.
Excuse me. Just because you're pregnant does not give you the right to be a snotty little brat to me. I won't stand for any more back talk from you, Megan.
What's the matter, Judy? Why are you getting so angry at me all of a sudden? All I'm doing is taking a moment to lay down and rest. What's wrong with that?
What's wrong with that? I'll tell you what's wrong with that. I'm out here doing all of the housework while you are laying on the couch taking a nap. I'm not going to be the only one pulling my weight around here. You've been nothing but a burden ever since you started staying here.
Judy, I know it can't be all that fun to have your pregnant daughter-in-law living with you. But I really don't understand why you have to be so harsh and abrasive to me like this.
Well, I hope you come to get used to it, because this is the way it's always going to be. I will never approve of you marrying my son. Honestly, what was Harvey even thinking, marrying a girl like you? Even my fool of a husband has been taking a liking to you. Men really are a bunch of nincompoops. You might be able to convince those two with your little Miss Perfect act, but I'm not as gullible as they are. I know that you're hiding your true colors, you deceptive little harpy.
I'm a deceptive little harpy, am I? And exactly what colors do you think I'm hiding?
Black, the color of your heart. You're an insidious demon here to suck my family dry. And that means that thing inside your belly right now is just as much of a demon as you are. You've poisoned my family line with your demonic genes.
You do realize that this baby is your son's child, and therefore your grandchild, don't you? Are you sure you want to tell Harvey you think his child is a demon? Not to mention his wife.
Harvey has nothing to do with you or that baby. Your demonic baby corrupted my pure-hearted Harvey's seed and turned it into a vessel of pure evil.
Why are you talking like a superstitious medieval peasant? I really have no idea what you're going on about, but I just wanted to take a moment. If you need anything, talk to Harvey and have him help you.
I don't believe you. You would push off your work onto your husband? And to think you call yourself his wife. No wife would do such a shameless thing.
This isn't just me saying that. Harvey has told you the same thing himself, many times. Not to mention, I don't know what you think my work is, but this isn't the 1950s anymore. Women aren't responsible for 100% of the housework these days. Me and Harvey both split the housework, and he does as much as his work schedule allows. That's how nearly all the couples my age do things.
Don't you tell me how things were back in my day. I've been around far longer than you have, little girl.
Trust me, Judy, I'm well aware of how old you are.
Excuse me, did you just call me old?
No, sorry. That's not what I was intending to do at all. I'm really not feeling well, and my head is in a total fog, so you'll have to forgive me for the slip of tongue every now and then.
I don't have to forgive you for anything, and I won't. You are my daughter-in-law, this is my house. That means that you do as I tell you, no questions asked. That is how things work around here, and you're going to have to deal with it whether you like it or not. Also, I shouldn't have to remind you that you're still the prime suspect in a serious crime.
And that would be?
You stole money from my husband's safe. I am positive it was you, and it's only a matter of time before I prove it.
Oh great, here we go again. Judy, I do not know the combination to your husband's safe. Even if I did, I don't know how to use your husband's safe. It's really old. I don't even think they make them like this anymore. And even if I both knew the combination and how to open the safe, I still wouldn't steal your husband's money. Furthermore, you have absolutely zero evidence that I'm the one who stole it. So I don't know what gives you the right to call me the prime suspect.
Who in this house would think to steal my husband's money other than you? You've got some nerve stealing money out of your in-laws' safe, and while freeloading in their home to boot. Your parents must be utterly ashamed to have spawned a creature like you.
And Judy, come on, please. I didn't steal anything. Why won't you believe me?
Even if you did manage to convince me, which you haven't, you'll have a much harder time convincing my husband. He's even more convinced it was you than I am.
I really doubt that's the case.
Harvey's the only one who actually thinks you might be innocent, but that makes 2 out of 3 people who think you're the culprit. Don't worry, though, I'll talk to Harvey and make it a unanimous verdict before the weekend.
Okay, Carly, the target has left the house. She's heading to her car right now. Be sure you follow her every move and don't get caught.
Aye, aye, sir. Seriously, how did I get stuck playing along with your little detective game?
Who else is gonna do it? You know I'm really pregnant right now, so I'm not exactly light on my feet. I can't be following her around myself.
Yeah, I mean, I get that, but still. Why in the world are you having me follow your mother-in-law around in the first place? What are you looking for?
I'm just looking to find something I can use against her. Anything at all will do. I am not going to just sit back and let her treat me like this forever. I'm gonna show her who she's messing with.
Right, so you've drafted me to be a frontline soldier in your personal vendetta against your mother-in-law. I really would prefer it if you could not go dragging me into your family drama.
Hey, don't be like that. We're best friends, aren't we? You can do a little detective work for me.
You know, you can be just as bossy as your mother-in-law gets at times.
Oh, you think this is bad? Imagine someone barking orders at you all day, every day for as long as you've known her. That's what I have to deal with. Best friends are supposed to be there for each other when the chips are down. And let me tell you, Carly, the chips are definitely down.
Yeah, you can cut it with the guilt trip, all right? I'll do it. But just so you know, I am not going to do this for free. Is that clear?
Oh, definitely. I never intended to make you work pro bono for me. I have a reward befitting your service waiting for you once your mission is complete. So anyway, make sure you don't lose her, okay? I don't want you to miss one single thing.
You're lucky there was nothing interesting on TV today. But can you please tell me what you're expecting to gain from me following her? Do you have any sort of reason to believe that she's doing something wrong?
Oh, yeah, I have a very good reason to suspect her. She's pure evil. A woman like her must be doing something wrong. I just know it.
Okay, I was hoping for something a bit more concrete and evidentiary than she's evil. Well, hopefully I can find something that you can use before too much longer. I want to go back home and do nothing. Megan, this is big. Very, very big. Like, we're talking galaxy level big here. Your mother-in-law is currently walking hand in hand with a guy young enough to be her son.
What? You're joking.
Yeah, I'm joking. I'm making it all up so you can get off my case. No, I'm not joking. I just saw the two of them walking out of a hotel downtown. Ugh, I don't even want to think about what they were doing while they were in there. I can take a picture of them if you want. Would that be useful?
Do you even need to ask? Yes! Hurry up and take the picture before you lose them. No way, this is the best. I'll actually have evidence of her having an affair.
I don't know if this outcome is the best for her husband, but that's none of my concern. I'm just here to take pictures. I'll send it right over. And once that's done, I've got a date with my couch.
Don't think you're done just yet, Carly. Having a secret boyfriend is pretty good, but she might still be able to talk her way out of it with just a picture. I need something bigger and better to really nail her down.
What do you think I am, some kind of private detective? I have far better things to do with my time than wait around while your mother-in-law cheats on her husband some more.
No, you don't.
Point taken.
And honestly, I'd say you might just have what it takes to be a private eye, Carly. Think about it. You managed to get proof of an affair after following a woman for a single day. This is the perfect opportunity for you to hone your skills even further. Maybe you could open up your own detective firm someday.
I don't recall ever telling you I wanted to be a private eye. Wait a second. What in the world is she doing now?
How am I supposed to know? You're the one who's watching her. You tell me. Is she kissing her boyfriend or something?
No, she's fighting with a pigeon.
She's fighting with a pigeon?
Yeah, some pigeon landed on the ground in front of her and really spooked her. She is super mad. She's swinging her arms at it like a crazy woman, but she hasn't hit it even once.
Well, that is an unexpected development. My mother-in-law fighting with a pigeon?
I don't know if I'd call it a fight. The pigeon doesn't seem to mind much. It more so looks like she's just swinging at a ghost or something. You know, from this angle, it almost looks like the pigeon is playing with her. It's kind of funny.
Stop texting me and take a video. Do it now.
You want a video of this?
Of course I do. Having something like that on video is going to be crazy embarrassing for her. I could spread it on social media and make everyone think she's a crazy woman.
And what does that make me, huh? Someone with nothing better to do than take videos of crazy women swinging at pigeons?
I mean, yet again, it's true, right? Just take the video, got it?
Okay, get off my back. I'll take the video now.
Judy, what is the matter with you? Seriously? Why did you just hit me with that tray?
Because you're using the fact that you're pregnant as an excuse to act like a spoiled little princess. I told you that you were going to be working for me today, and I found you laying down in your bed taking a nap.
I already did everything you told me to do before lunch today. I'm tired, my feet hurt, my back aches, my stomach feels like it weighs 1,000,000 pounds, and I want to take a little nap.
Did I tell you you were allowed to take naps? No, I did not. If you finished what I told you to do this morning, you should have immediately come to me for more work to do. I already told you you're not going to get away with using your pregnancy as an excuse to slack off.
I'm not slacking off at all. I'm doing most of the work, actually. And hey, if you're going to hit me like that, why not do it out in the open? You always put on your sheep's clothing whenever we're together with Harvey and your husband. But the second we're alone, you go right back into wolf mode.
This is a problem between women. The men have enough to worry about without dragging them into this. But even if I did tell you what I really think of you in front of them, they would take my side. You understand that, don't you?
All I'm saying is that it's not exactly an admirable quality in you to be so two-faced.
Well then, if you're so upset at the way I'm treating you, why don't you go ahead and go tattle on me to them? Go on, tell them all about the horrible way I'm treating you. I'll just tell them you're making it all up, and they'll take my word over yours.
You really are something else, you know that?
Oh yeah, what's that supposed to mean? Go on, Megan. You've got something to say to me, then go right ahead and say it.
All right, I'll do just that.
Uh-oh, look who's trying to act tough all of a sudden. Exactly what a weak-willed woman like you is going to say to me, huh? I'm all ears.
Trust me, Judy, there is a lot that I want to say to you. And you know what? I think I'll take you up on your challenge. I'm going to say what I have to say to you right in front of Harvey and your husband. Come on out to the living room. We're going to have a little family conference.
What? You mean right now?
Yes, right now.
What are you going to say to me?
You'll find out soon enough.
Something seems off, but all right, I'll be right there.
What's the matter, Judy? Where are you going? We haven't finished talking yet. Come back to the living room.
I knew you were up to something. This picture is a fake. A fake, I tell you. You made a fake picture with a computer or AI or something, and you're trying to trick them into hating me with it.
It's not a fake, Judy. It was just taken the other day, so you have to remember being in that place at that time. Also, we managed to track down the identity of your boyfriend. He works at a rather, shall we say, suspicious massage parlor. I tried to make an appointment just to see what the deal was, and oh my goodness, every service they offered me was more scandalous than the last. Which service did you order, Judy? Actually, you know what? Don't answer that question. Please, for the love of God, don't answer that question. They're quite pricey, too. How much money have you spent at that place?
It's a completely ordinary message parlor. I'm not getting any younger, am I? They're expensive because they're good at relieving aches and pains, with a specialty in older women.
Yuck. They specialize in cougars?
In any case, that silly fake picture proves nothing. No one is going to believe you.
You think so? I don't know. Both your husband and Harvey seem pretty convinced.
No way. You mean they actually believe you? But you're lying. You're making it all up.
If you want to prove that I'm lying, go ahead and come back to the house and give them your explanation. If you just clam up and storm out of the house, that's practically an admission of guilt.
I'm not admitting to anything.
Then what are you so afraid of? It's a fake, right? Why don't you get back here and tell them that?
Silence. I bet you're real proud of yourself. Is this your idea of getting some payback against me,
All I did was tell your family the truth about you. If you want to consider it payback, then be my guest.
I knew I was right about you all along. You're a black-hearted, insidious little demon. I'll get you for this. Mark my words.
You might want to wait until I'm done before you start planning your revenge. I still have a video to show you. Take a look.
What on earth was that? How did you get that video? When did you take that?
You need to ask me when that was? Good grief, Judy. How often do you have street fights with pigeons?
Oh, shut up. That pigeon attacked me out of nowhere. I had to teach it a lesson. And what are you going to do with that video?
What else? I'm going to show it to Harvey and your husband.
But why, though? What on earth would you have to gain from showing it to them?
I don't know. I just want them to see it. It's pretty funny. They might get a good laugh out of it.
That's it? You just want a good laugh at my expense? I was defending myself from an attack by a wild animal. There is nothing funny about that. I could have gotten rabies or something.
I'm no epidemiologist, but I'm pretty sure that pigeons don't carry rabies. So yeah, I'm gonna show it to them now.
Again, to what point and purpose? What's going on with you? You're not acting completely different from normal today. I guess that means you finally decided to show your true colors.
Don't you think you're being overly dramatic about this whole thing? All I'm doing is showing your family a video of you fighting with a pigeon. You put up a valiant effort, too. You almost got him. I'll bet your husband will be proud of you.
Are you mocking me? Oh, this proves you're nothing but a black-hearted, insidious, spiteful, hateful woman. As if that were ever in doubt.
Takes one to know one, Judy. Well, here we go. I'm going to show the video to your family now.
Stop! Wait, don't do that!
Well, that was weird.
Weird is not how I would put it. You're wasting everyone's time and embarrassing me for no good reason. Just what were you trying to do anyway?
Hey, don't get mad at me. You're the one who told me to say what I wanted to say.
Is that what you wanted to say? That I was scared by a pigeon and tried to shoo it away? You're still not making sense.
Well, yeah, but that's only part of it. Remember, you were caught leaving a hotel with a masseur. And I also know that you've been spending thousands upon thousands of dollars on over him the last several months. And furthermore, I know that you've been stealing money from your husband's safe to pay him with.
What?
You tried your best to frame me, but it just wasn't a plausible story. Not even Harvey knows the combination to that safe. The only people who do are you and your husband. Harvey's your only son, so he would inherit that money anyway, meaning I have no reason to steal it. The only person with a motive and opportunity is you.
You've got no evidence for that. You could have used any number of ways to open that safe.
I'm afraid no one's going to believe that, Judy.
I'll ask you again, what evidence do you have that it was me? You have nothing, so shut your impudent mouth.
I guess I don't have any hard evidence personally, but your husband seems confident it was you.
What? Why would he think it was me?
In that video of you fighting the pigeon, you were swinging your purse around, right? Well, something flew out of it. A money clip with a wad of cash.
Oh no.
Your husband saw the money clip flying through the air and immediately recognized it as the one he kept in a safe. That's how he knows it was you.
Wait, I can explain.
I only ever showed it to them because I thought they'd get a laugh out of it. I never would have guessed that video would clear my name.
No, you've got it all wrong. That money clip isn't my husband's, it's mine. It only looks similar. All money clips look similar from that far away. Not to mention the image quality in this video is terrible. There's no way you could tell that this money clip is my husband's.
Oh, okay. Then could I please see your money clip?
Huh?
Your money clip. It's yours, right? That's what you just told me anyway. If you can come back to the house right now and show us that money clip is yours and not your husband's, then you're in the clear. It seems like it should be pretty easy to prove your innocence. If you're actually innocent, that is.
Well, actually, the thing is...
Yeah, that's what I thought. If you were really innocent, then you'd be eager to come back and prove it. You should have come up with a more believable lie, Judy. Your poor husband is in shock. It would have been one thing if you had just taken it without his permission to buy something for yourself. But you used it to pay a man to give you some attention, and then try to pin it all on your daughter-in-law.
Oh, that's not what happened, honest.
You should have seen the look on your husband's face when he saw that money clip in the video. He was tearing up while apologizing for ever suspecting me. Harvey said he owed me an apology, too. He's saying he should have pressed you for more evidence when you started accusing me. Wow, does it feel good to have my good name cleared?
This can't be happening.
Sure it can. After all, you spent more than $10,000 of your husband's money to pay another man to sleep with you. You were even bold enough to steal it from your husband's safe. Then, when you need a scapegoat, you chose your pregnant daughter-in-law. I hope that clears up how this all happened for you. Any other questions?
What are those two saying about me?
I'm actually uncomfortable repeating some of the words they used about you. But suffice it to say that they are deeply unhappy with you. You shouldn't count on things going back to normal anytime soon. Or ever, honestly.
But I just made a simple mistake. If I lose my family, I don't know what I'll do.
Oh, and by the way, I'm pressing charges against you for hitting me with that tray. I'll also be pursuing a civil case against you.
I'll settle. I'll pay you however much you want, so please, you have to convince my family not to abandon me.
But why would I do that? From my perspective, the more you suffer, the better. I have absolutely no reason to help you make amends with your husband and son. Oh, I know. Why don't you go and see if your favorite masseur will take you in? Although, I doubt he'll have much interest in you now that you're penniless.
You vile, spiteful, malicious, black-hearted demon!
I actually have to hand it to you, Judy. The thing is, all this time you've been calling me hateful, spiteful, black-hearted, and so on. And you were absolutely right. I really have to hand it to you, Carly. You did great. All I wanted was something that I could use against her to get her to chill out. But the video you took on a whim ended up being the final piece in the puzzle of getting rid of her completely.
I mean, that's not really what I was trying to do, but okay. Now, I believe the two of us have some unfinished business.
We do?
Don't play dumb with me. You said you had a reward prepared for me. I spent the entire day doing stuff for you when I was planning to spend it doing nothing.
I know, I'm joking. I've already bought a present for you.
You did? Really?
Sure, give me a second. I'm gonna send you a picture.
What is this? A camera?
That's right. It's the latest model. It's made specifically for taking high-quality pictures of objects that are far away.
Megan, you want me to keep following your mother-in-law around, don't you?
I told you, Carly, you're a natural at this. You have to put those talents to good use.
Well, I guess I was thinking about making a career change lately, and I guess it was kind of exciting when I found your mom and that masseur guy. But hold on a second, this camera looks ridiculously expensive.
Oh, don't be silly, Carly. It wasn't ridiculously expensive. It was outrageously expensive. That's how much confidence I have in you as a professional private investigator. So, are you ready for your first assignment? Harvey and his dad were completely disillusioned about Judy. After a long, intense discussion, they decided that she was no longer welcome in the family. She put up a fight right up to the very last second. Between the affair with the masseur, the theft of her husband's money, the way she tried to frame me, and the horrible way she treated me, there was no way she was going to be given any second chances. She packed her things up and left the house that very evening. Her husband gave her a bit of money as sort of a parting gift, but she had to hand nearly all of it right over to me when I sued her. She's now homeless and penniless, wandering aimlessly around town hoping to find someone to take pity on her. She tried going to the masseur she had given so much money to, but just like I predicted, he didn't want anything to do with her unless she was paying for it. So Judy has now lost every single person who she could once rely on. Not that I feel bad for her. She deserves every bit of what she's getting. I told my friend Carly that she would make a great private investigator, but she decided to take a slightly different career path. She took a job at a major magazine publisher as an investigative reporter. Now, instead of taking pictures of crotchety old women cheating on their husbands, she's taking pictures of crotchety old politicians and businessmen cheating on their wives. She's also running her own social media account to break other scandals, which is gaining a lot of traction and going viral regularly. Isn't life funny like that? As for me, Harvey and I welcomed our first child into the world recently. We also go to see Harvey's father regularly, and our family gatherings are even more jovial than they used to be when what's-her-name was still around. Good morning, Mr. Trudeau. I was wondering if I could have you explain something for me.
Who are you? Oh, it's you, the middle-aged high school dropout. What do you want?
I'll go ahead and let that jab slide for now. We'll deal with that later. I arrived this morning only to find a notice on my desk telling me that my employment was being terminated effective today. I did not, however, see a reason for my termination. If you have some good reason to fire me, then I'd like you to tell me.
I shouldn't need to tell you, isn't it obvious? It's because you never graduated from high school.
Really? Your issue is with my educational history?
That's right. Listen, Veronica, it takes a lot of hard work to get into a decent university. Even someone like you should understand that, right?
Yes, I am aware. Getting into more exclusive schools requires a lot of work and studying for the SAT. I've never taken the SAT myself, but I did assist my daughter with applying and studying, so I know that much.
That's exactly right. That means that people who go to good universities have already put their work in. Otherwise, they never would have been accepted. And what about you, Veronica? You decided to forego all of that hard work and take the easy way by dropping out of high school before graduating. And in spite of that egregious shortcoming of yours, you still take up precious office space in this company. Are you so old and senile that you don't know when you aren't wanted? Your office would be better used as a supply room than a workspace for a useless employee like you.
I see. Then I suppose the reason for my termination would be because Mr. Trudeau doesn't like me. I read you loud and clear.
I won't deny that I'm not exactly your biggest fan, but that's not the reason why. I'm firing you because you never get any real work done.
If you think I'm not getting any real work done, I suggest you take a look at my regular performance review.
Oh, your numbers are nothing special. Combine your mediocre performance with the fact that you're uneducated, and it's clear that you're not needed around here. I mean, how high could your IQ possibly be if you couldn't even finish high school? If a saw doesn't cut wood, what do you do with it? You throw it away. And that's exactly what I'm going to do with you.
Uh-huh. Right. So that doesn't change the fact that this is pretty clear-cut wrongful termination, and I suggest you rescind it immediately. The higher-ups are not going to be happy if they find out you're going around firing employees just because they rub you the wrong way. If news gets out about this, that could seriously damage the company's reputation. Would you like to be responsible for that?
I don't recall asking for your opinion. As if I would ever want the opinion of an over-the-hill high school dropout. I'm the manager of this department, and if I say you're gone, you're gone! I can find someone to replace an employee of your low caliber in no time. You're fired.
Understood. Very well then, I'll be leaving. You sure you won't change your mind?
Of course I'm sure. Now clear out your desk before lunch or I'll call security and have you thrown out.
After that, I asked him again if he was sure, and he said yes. So I guess that's it. I'm getting fired.
What a jerk that guy is. Seriously, how is that anything but a case of wrongful termination? You must be absolutely furious.
Yeah, you can say that again. It may have just been a part-time job, but it was nice to be able to work at the same company as you. And now that's all over, and for such a silly reason.
By the way, Mom, I had no idea that you had taken a job at this company.
Well, I did go change jobs after you went off to college. I suppose I never did tell you what company I went to, did I? But in my defense, I never expected that you would apply for a job at the same company as me. And in a sales position, too. You make me so proud to be your mother, Kayla.
Thanks for that, but this isn't the time to be talking about me. What are you gonna do from now on, Mom? You're not really gonna lay down and take it, are you? You have to fight this.
Yes, you might be right. I'm more than just a little bit angry about this. And this is not the first time Mr. Trudeau has treated me in this way. But I also have to say that I'm unfortunately used to it. I've been working for quite some time now. Back in my younger days, the very presence of a woman in the workplace was like an insult to some of the men I worked with. So I've been putting up with it until now. I've always interpreted his workplace bullying as a sign of his own jealousy of me.
How did you get to be so strong, Mom? If I were in your position, I'd probably be in my room crying my eyes out right now.
It's like I said, dear, when you have to put up with this sort of thing on a daily basis, eventually you become immune to it. However, Trudeau's harassment and him firing me are two completely different issues. Companies have a duty to protect their workers from both internal and external threats. I can't let him get away with something as comically evil as this. I won't let him besmirch the name of the company we worked so hard to build up.
That's what I wanted to hear. I was waiting for you to get angry.
Well, wait, no longer. I'm angry, and I think I need to go blow off some steam.
Hey, what's going on here, Veronica? I told you to have your desk cleared out by lunchtime and you still haven't done a thing. What are you doing anyway, chatting it up with all the other old ladies in the office? Get back to your desk now and clear it out!
There's a very good reason I haven't cleared off my desk yet, Mr. Trudeau. I don't need to.
What are you talking about?
On the contrary, I think that you might want to work on cleaning up your own desk. You have far more things there than necessary. It's always so disorganized. When's the last time you sorted out all your papers?
Are you mocking me right now, Veronica?
Heavens no. All I'm doing is telling you the simple truth. If you don't start cleaning things up now, it's going to make things much more difficult for you later. I doubt you'll have much time to pack your things up when it comes time for you to leave the company.
Did you forget to take your Alzheimer's meds today or something? Stop spouting nonsense at me and get to work! Unlike you, I happen to be an elite businessman with years of experience under my belt. I'm not leaving this company until I retire or get a better offer elsewhere. You're the one who's leaving. What's going on here? What did you do, Veronica?
Oh, me? I don't have any idea what you're talking about. I'm leaving the company, remember? I don't think I have the power to do much of anything.
Don't play dumb with me. Since yesterday evening, more than 90% of our clients have contacted us and said they won't do business with us anymore. And when we asked them why, they all said the same thing. They said it was because you weren't working here anymore. Explain yourself.
Oh, are you sure you want to hear an explanation from me? I'm just an old lady, and we tend to ramble.
Just shut up and tell me what happened.
Patience, young man.
I'm 44 years old.
That's young to me. Anyway, since I was being fired, I thought I would go around to all the clients I've worked with over the years and let them know I was leaving the company. We got to talking as old ladies do, and they asked why I was leaving, so I told them.
You did?
I most certainly did. So now, all of our clients know about the circumstances of my termination. Or should I say, my wrongful termination. As you can imagine, they were not pleased at all with what I told them. In fact, many told me that they would no longer do business with a company who treated its workers so poorly. Which brings us to where we are now.
Hold on, that doesn't make any sense. You're just some loser part-timer who never even graduated from high school. Why would they get upset over a nobody like you getting axed?
Because this nobody just so happens to be a founding member of this company.
What?
Women in the workforce were far less common back in those days, and in fact, I was the only woman on the team. But the company president saw potential in me. He placed me in a sales position, and from there I was able to build relationships with our current clients. It wasn't easy, I assure you. Some of them refused to even give me the time of day just because I was a woman. But I didn't let that get to me. I kept pressing forward. And the result was that I secured the clients whose business made our company what it is today. What can I say? Us girls are easy to like. I was outperforming most of the men back then, you know?
No way! You were one of the founding members? But I've never heard anything about that. I thought you were just a regular part-timer.
When I got married, well, remarried, that is, I resigned from the company and I was doing other things for about 20 years. In that time, most of my coworkers moved up to much higher positions in the company. They're far too busy to spend time chit-chatting with me. There are far more employees now, as well, and I would imagine the majority of them don't know me.
This cannot be happening!
Unfortunately for you, it very much is happening. Did you think you would get away with firing someone based on your own silly prejudices? Not on my watch. You're going to pay for the damage you've done to my company, and I'm going to see to it myself.
Hey, what are you doing here? I fired you. Why are you back in the office?
I'm afraid the CEO has personally rescinded your termination. He had little choice given the alternative was to lose 90% of our clients. Not to mention, he couldn't sit by while one of the people who built the company alongside his father gets treated so unreasonably.
Why couldn't you just tell him you quit before getting fired? We have plenty of part-timers we can do without you.
It seems you're confused, Mr. Trudeau. I'm not working part-time. I'm a full-time contracted employee.
You are, but you weren't before.
Once again, the president has intervened on my behalf. When he called me to rescind my termination, he asked me to come back as a regular full-time employee. Frankly, I would prefer a more laid-back working style. But once I saw that middle management contained such miserable louses as yourself, I knew I had to do something about it. And there's very little I could do back as a part-timer, so I gladly agreed to accept the offer.
Well, since you were terminated once, that still makes you a new hire right now. And you know what that means? You have to obey every order from your boss, no matter what.
Oh, goodness me. I would never even think of disobeying an order from my superior. I'm afraid, however, that you aren't my superior anymore.
Yes, you are. You were my underling before, and that hasn't changed.
Actually, it has. I've been transferred out of your department and into the HR department. So no, I'm not your underling, Mr. Trudeau. Not that I ever was, mind you.
You're in HR now?
It's a wonderful department, really. It's like a mighty fortress that exists for the protection of each and every employee. And I broke in my first day on the job by reporting you. I have mountains of evidence regarding the fact that your termination of me was uncalled for, as well as numerous instances of past misconduct. I filed them all into a neat report which I submitted for further investigation. And yes, Mr. Trudeau, there will be consequences.
You're out of your mind if I think I'm gonna let some old granny derail my career track. You might be a founding member, but so what? I've got years of stellar performance under my belt. Why did I get suspended? They can't do this to me! You can't do this to me! This is totally unfair!
Good morning, Mr. Trudeau. I see you're up bright and early today. Don't worry. I can assure you that your suspension was decided upon in a completely fair manner, as dictated by company policy.
There's nothing fair about this at all! I didn't do anything worthy of getting suspended!
Come now. Let's not behave like children. You know exactly what you did to deserve the suspension. Falsifying work reports is a serious offense.
What?
You told me that I never get any real work done, but even if that were true, you do even less work than I do. It was baffling to me how a person as useless as yourself managed to rise so high up in the company's hierarchy. And now I know why. Your performance numbers were based on falsified data.
That's not true! I didn't falsify anything! I've worked my butt off for this company, and the results show it!
Someone has definitely been working their butt off for this company, but it's not you. When I investigated your reports, I found that you had taken credit for the work of your subordinates, myself included. I've collected testimony from some of the people whose work you took credit for, including a few who have already quit the company.
Lies! All lies! They're all out to get me! They're jealous that I was a way better worker than they are!
Is your position that more than 10 people of different ages all got together and are coordinating a grand conspiracy against you? If that's true, then you must be even more hated than I thought. You do have quite the impressive educational background, but you must have worked hard to earn your degrees. But the efforts you made in the past do not provide you with a justification to behave with prejudice towards employees with lower educational attainment. You've been so busy looking at the letters behind a person's name that you've forgotten the things that really matter. And for that, you don't deserve to hold a position of authority in this company. You need some time away to think about what you've done and change your ways.
I know that you've been working behind the scenes against me, Kayla. Why are you doing this to me? What did I ever do to you?
Well, hello, Mr. Trudeau. How come you're up so early? Did you forget that you're suspended and don't need to come to work today?
I don't have time to listen to your wisecracks right now, you little brat. I am in massive trouble thanks to you. And quite frankly, I'm having a hard time seeing how I'm ever going to be able to work myself out of this hole you've dug for me. All sorts of crazy rumors about me are going around the entire company.
Crazy rumors? Which rumors are you talking about? Oh, you mean like the one about how you got my mom fired for no reason at all?
That wasn't for no reason. Hey, wait a second. Your mom?
You know, Veronica, the woman who you've been calling alternatively a senior citizen, old granny, a middle-aged high school dropout, senile, and so on? She's my mom.
No way! You mean both you and your mom worked in the same company?
Crazy, right? I was pretty shocked when I first found out too. Plus, she hadn't been working there for quite some time. She quit her job back when she got remarried, and I never really got a chance to ask her much about the way things were before that. All I knew was that once I got out on my own, she started doing a part-time job somewhere. I had no idea it was the same company as me. Seeing as though her last name is different from when she used to work here, and she's also in a different department, I'm not surprised that most people don't know she came back.
God damn it! It's bad enough dealing with that old hag, but now I have to deal with her bratty little daughter, too?
Well, that's uncalled for. We work in different departments. You don't have to deal with me at all. Oh, and the rumors? Don't get me wrong. I wasn't intending to be bashing you or anything. You probably don't know this because you're old, but all the younger employees have a little social gathering once a week or so. We talk about how things are going for us at work and share information we think is useful. Like, you know, when some of the higher-ups' birthdays are, what positions might be opening up soon, new projects, and stuff about our clients too, like how the receptionist at one company really likes a certain kind of candy. You'd be surprised how useful it can be to know stuff like that when you're trying to score a new contract, you know? And one thing we realized is that all the young people that work under you either quit or request transfers to other departments super quickly. And that's weird, right? So, we decided to take a deeper look into what was going on, and we figured it out. You were taking credit for everyone's work and keeping them from advancing in the company. That's like super dirty, so we thought it would be best for as many people to know as possible. It would suck for anyone else to get taken advantage of, right? So yeah, it's not like we were calling you a stinky doodle face or anything. We were just talking about what was actually going on in your department. It's not a crazy rumor if it's true. And once word got out, people started avoiding you like the plague.
I can't believe it! That old loser had you in her corner the whole time? Don't think I'm gonna let you get away with this, do you hear me? I mean, you've only been with the company for a few years. How did you manage to get your hands on so much information?
Oh, that? It was easy. All I had to do was go to all the bosses and tell them who my mom was, and they opened right up.
You're kidding! You name-dropped your mom?
And why wouldn't I? I love being my mom's daughter. It comes in super duper handy. Now that I know she's working here and her history at the company, I'm name-dropping her all the time.
But why are you doing this, though? What's in it for you?
I don't really have too good of a memory of my younger days, but I definitely remember that my mom worked really hard to support me back when I was a kid. And once I heard that you were being a major jerk to my mom, I had to do something to get back at you. Oh, and just so you know, I'm only getting started.
I can't believe it. It's actually happening. I'm getting fired. This has to be some kind of mistake. There's no way some random old high school dropout could take me down. Why is this happening to me?
Good morning, Mr. Trudeau. I see you got the email that HR chief sent to you this morning. If you would like to know why, it's quite simple, actually. I use my connections inside the company.
What? You mean you had even more connections that you hadn't used yet?
That's right. Actually, my daughter's husband is none other than the current CEO. Who, by the way, is the former CEO's son.
You have got to be kidding me.
I'm just full of surprises, aren't I? They've only been married for a short time, and they haven't exactly been going around the company telling all the employees. So I don't think many people know about them as of right now. I think Kayla is also concerned people might start treating her differently if they knew.
You mean I called the CEO's wife a little brat? This is bad. Very, very bad.
You said a number of things you regret, didn't you? She was angrier after she talked to you than she has been in quite some time. And please, don't resent me for using my connections. After all, interpersonal relationships are just another resource in a professional's repertoire. My being the CEO's mother-in-law was my biggest trump card yet. I was actually a bit excited to finally play it against you. He came over to my house with my daughter for dinner last night, so we talked about this and that. And I also took the opportunity to let him know about your falsified work reports and wrongful termination of me.
Man, this sucks! Why does some old woman like you have this much power in the company? You never worked for anything in your life. You even dropped out of high school when the going got tough.
Actually, I created quite a bit more work for myself by not staying in school. Remember back in my day, women were expected to stay in the home. But I lost my husband while we were still both so young, so I had no choice but to work. So there I was, a high school dropout, woman, and a widow. 3 things that made it very difficult to find good work. And that's why, when I got the opportunity to work here, I knew I had to take this chance to prove myself. You think I haven't worked for anything in my life, do you? Tell me, Mr. Trudeau. Have you ever been on the phone with a client in the middle of the night with a baby in one arm and a pen in the other? Have you ever had to buy a new dress on the way to a client's office because your child got sick and threw up on the only clean dress you had?
Well, I guess I can't say that I have.
Yeah, I didn't think so. Granted, I left the country for 20 years after getting married, so my history with the company is only partial. But it took the hard work and dedication of many people in order to put together the company that you, until recently, worked for. When you used your position within the company to enact your own personal childish vendetta against me, you spat in the face of every single one of those people. There is no room here for a person of such low moral fiber as you. You are finished here, Mr. Trudeau. Accept it.
Never. I'll never accept defeat, not by you. I've worked way too hard to get to where I am to let you take it all away. I'm one of the best people at this company. They need me.
Well, Mr. Trudeau, I hate to break it to you, but in your last week on the job, you've more than proved your incompetence.
Yeah, right. I've been working harder than I ever have this past week.
You took the lead on the new project while I was gone for the last few days, didn't you? It's crystal clear to me now that you've done nothing but take credit for other people's work. You don't have any of the skills or experience necessary to lead this project. We just uncovered a glaring error in the project, one that is going to cost our clients an astronomical sum.
What?
You've always seen yourself as a corporate superman, but that's all in your head. You don't even have a shred of business talent. Now, the responsibility for this mishap partially lies with the company, as the company placed you in a position of power. And so, the company will likely have to learn a very costly lesson thanks to your mistake. But like I said earlier, the damages to our client will be utterly astronomical. I think you should be prepared for the very likely event that you, personally, are held civilly or even criminally liable for this.
No, that can't be. I've got talent. I've got more talent in one finger than you do in your entire body. I did everything right. I went to a good school. I studied all day and night back in college. So how could I not be an elite businessman? I have to be an elite businessman!
I'm sure that you worked quite hard in your college days, Mr. Trudeau. But you seem to view your college diploma as the finish line, when in fact it's nothing but another starting line. College credentials mean nothing if you don't continue to polish your skills and knowledge as you go through your career. So, while it's unfortunate that your path has taken you here, and I do feel some sympathy for you, the fact remains that you chose this path. Your image of yourself as an elite businessman was all in your imagination. And now, you're reaping the consequences of living in your fantasy world, rather than the real world. Now, clean out your office immediately. And don't worry about the company once you're gone. We'll find someone to replace an employee of your low caliber in no time.